Next question on the list of questions. What kind of saddles do I ride and why? And that's a pretty broad question because I ride a lot of different saddles for a lot of different reasons. I don't know how many saddles I have. Lots of saddles. And you want different saddles for different things. For instance, when I'm cowboying, I'm all about a slick fork saddle, and I want a 3/4 or 5/8 rigging in it. Riding adult horses and trotting long ways and roping heavy stuff. That's what I want. That's what and forgive me, I get irritated. Most of the world calls all slick fork saddles wades. A wade is a specific tree on a slick fork saddle. I prefer a modified Visalia. But the whole point of any kind of a slick fork saddle is that you put more surface area on the horse's back and it sits down lower, so when you rope stuff, there's less leverage on the horse because your horn's down lower, closer to their body. And that's the whole point of a slick fork saddle, is trotting long distances and roping heavy stuff. So if I'm going to be doing that, I ride a slick fork saddle. If I'm not going to be doing that, I really don't have a hell of a lot of use for a slick fork saddle. As far as performance training, things like that, your stops, your turnarounds, your rollbacks, your lead changes, your lead departures, all of that, you'll be inhibited. You're inhibiting yourself in a slick fork saddle. They're just not as good for that. So what I ride on a day-to-day basis, training horses, the one that I like the best, I believe that tree is called a 2000 Rainer. It's just a kind of a low swelled saddle. It's a lot flatter. It gives me a lot more opportunity to move around in there and to adjust my body to influence my horse. Then when you cut, you want a cutting board because they work better for that. They sit a lot closer to a horse. You have a lot more communication with your seat and your legs in a cutting board. They're absolutely terrible for everything else, in my opinion. I don't like to ride cutting boards, but when you cut, they darn sure help. So anyway, that's just a way to say there's a lot of different reasons for riding different kinds of saddles. And then your rigging's got a lot to do with it too. If you're riding big modern horses, big adult horses, in performance events, team roping or something like that, a full double rigging is the way to go. It just fits them better. I ride lots and lots of baby colts, and so a full double really kind of inhibits them because the bars of my seat, the bars of my saddle are actually too long for most of those colts. And somebody could say, well, gosh, Brett, get a different saddle for riding colts. Well, that's the thing about riding colts is they're all different sizes and shapes, and so you can't really have a saddle that really does fit colts very good. None of them fit colts. Consequently, the saddle that I ride colts in most of the time, it's got 18-inch bars. Most of your modern saddles have 21-inch bars. It's got 18-inch bars, and it's on a 7/8 rigging, so it's 1 inch back from a full double. And I find that has less inhibiting factors on a short coupled small horse. So your riggings are things that you want to think about too. 3/4 inch rigging, that's 1 inch farther back yet from a 7/8. 5/8 is 1 inch farther back. Center fire is 1 inch farther back yet. All of those things have consequences on how your horse moves and how your horse is able to move around. So different horses, different events, different things you're doing, you need different saddles. That's why there's a lot of guys that have a whole fleet of saddles. Can you get the job done in anything? Sure you can. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You can get it accomplished. If you're a good enough rider, you can get it accomplished in any old kind of saddle. But I like to have different saddles for different things I'm doing. And the last thing I'll say about saddles is buy once, cry once. Yes, they're expensive. Buy them anyway. good quality is the only way to go. It's better for you and better for your horse. I've got a couple saddles that are way older than I am, and they'll still be in use when I'm dead and my kids are old, because they're good quality saddles that I paid a lot of money for. So they're definitely worth the money. And I said that was the last thing I was going to say. I'm going to say one more little piece about saddles. People get awful worried about the trees and worried about getting in a wreck and breaking the trees in your saddle. So I was thinking about this the other day. I've broken 5 trees in my life, and they were all on junk saddles, on low quality piece of crap saddles. And specifically, none of those trees were laminated trees. So in a laminated wood tree, the wreck, you and the horse aren't going to survive the wreck that breaks a laminated wood tree. So don't worry about it. If you get a cheap, sleazy tree, they're real easy to break. I've broken 5 of them. Heck, maybe more than that. But in a good laminated tree, don't worry about that tree. That tree's there for the long haul. It's going to outlast you. Still try to stay out of wrecks, but don't worry about breaking the tree. And that's the last I have to say about that.